Welcome to Seth Vidya Mandir Junior College of Commerce and Science online audio video lecture. Welcome back students. Myself Alka Chaube taking class 12 subject physics and here I am explaining chapter 1 that is rotational dynamics. So welcome back students. So let's move on our next concept that is uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. So here I can discuss first about uniform circular motion. So as you know very well about when the body is rotated in a circular motion, what fundamental quantity will comes out when the body is rotated in that condition. So here we are taking about that condition also, and here we are talking about in detail uniform circular motion when the body is performing in a circular motion. So let's understand why this condition is called uniform circular motion. Uniformity means what, students? The meaning of uniform means what? The meaning of uniform means it means everywhere things should be constant. Clear? A circular motion, you know it very well when any body is rotated in a circular direction. That is what the motion of that body in the circular motion. So it means when the body is moving in a circular motion, there should be the things are constant. And what fundamental things here should be constant, let's understand. During circular motion, if the speed of particle remains constant, listen one thing, the speed of particle, it means the velocity of the particle. If the velocity of that particles remains constant during this motion, it means that condition we can say that is uniform circular motion. So this condition is nothing but what? Uniform circular motion. Let's understand this condition with the help of this diagram. So here you can see that we consider a mass. This mass is present at point O and at point A, and this mass is here connected with a string where the center is present of that string, and when we are applying the force on that body, then what happens? The body is rotated in a circular motion because the center is fixed here. So when the body start to rotate in a circular motion, so you know it very well students, from center to that A point, the radius is r here, and when the body start to rotate, it means their velocity changes. Here one thing is very important, the speed is constant during this process. It means if I consider any example here, in this condition the speed of that particle will be the constant, but here the direction of that velocity changes. As you know very well students, here we are taking the condition of the centripetal force because here the motion is towards the center. So that's why the acceleration of that condition is rate of change of velocity with respect to time is nothing but the acceleration here, and this acceleration is moving towards the center, and here you can see student the velocity is also moving towards the center at this condition. So here we can see at this condition is nothing but the uniform circular motion. Let's understand this condition in more detail. In this case, any direction change at every instant. In this case, only direction change at every instant. It means at every instant of time. Let me consider this time period, the velocity direction is changes, but the speed should be a constant here. And here one thing is also important, I already have explained student, this velocity is totally tangential to the surface of this path, the given surface. It means you can see here at this point, let this consider is this point, from this point at this curve the velocity is tangential, from this point at this curve the velocity is totally tangential, and this velocity is tangential to the acceleration of the radius of this body. Yes students, you can see either I can consider this case, either I can consider this case. The radius is fixed and their acceleration is towards the center. It means acceleration tangential velocity, both are perpendicular with each other. Here the acceleration produced during this condition, because the velocity changes here with respect to time from initial to final, that's why the acceleration produced during this condition, because the velocity changes here. So be very clear about it, why the velocity acceleration is produced, because the velocity changes with respect to time. So here you can see the rate of change of velocity with respect to time is nothing but the acceleration. That acceleration is moving towards the radius. That's why we can also write dv by dt in this condition. This acceleration applied towards the center, and if a particle is rotating in a circular motion and the acceleration is moving towards the center, This condition is known as, this acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration, and this force is known as centripetal force. Why this happened? As already have explained, the particle is rotating in a circular motion, that what condition, and the acceleration is moving towards the center. The acceleration is here moving towards the center. This acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration, and this force is known as centripetal force here. Your students, is very important. You can see here at this string, the tension is applying here when the body is rotating in a circular motion. So the force, direction of the force is also moving towards the center because the rotation is in circular motion. So that's why we can say when any force is moving towards the center, the rotation is also moving in a circular manner. That's why we can say that force is centripetal force, and that acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration. And here students already have explained one condition. In this condition, as you know it in the previous video with the help of right hand rule, and that right hand rule I have explained, when the particle is moving clock and anti-clockwise direction, there should be the axis of rotation, it should be inward and outward during this condition. And here you can see the particle is moving in which direction? In this direction. So when the particle is moving in this direction, you know it very well, this direction is what? I have already explained in the previous video this condition. This condition, hope you very clear about it. Clock and anti-clockwise direction. When we have clockwise, anti-clockwise direction is out. When we have clockwise direction is in. So same condition here I am applying, so you can understand, because when you draw any circle, and inside of circle when you put any direction, that time you should remember what will be the axis. Here I am putting that direction is clockwise, that's why here I am getting the axis is moving in what? Outward direction or inward? That is outward direction here. Clear? This is very important to draw this diagram. It is very important to remember this point. The direction and the axis should be same condition because of right hand rule. So here inward force, that is responsible for centripetal force, as I already have explained. Here we are experiencing the inward force on the string, the given string of this spherical shape of this body. So that's why a centripetal force is present. And students, when we are talking about the centripetal force, that time we are getting this condition, that is the acceleration of that radius nothing but minus omega into r. Here we have this minus omega into r, the formula of the centripetal force during this condition, and here the negative sign indicate that acceleration and radius are in opposite direction. Here students, it is very important to understand, because in this diagram it is very clear to explain here. The radius and acceleration are very opposite here, and you can also see here the acceleration radius and here omega. See, what is the omega? I already have explained. Omega is nothing but the angular velocity. Clear? And here the angular velocity and acceleration both are opposite, because here what? When the velocity is moving in a circular motion, there should be a change of direction. And here the acceleration, it should be a linear direction. That's why we can say the angular velocity and the radius of the acceleration both are in opposite direction. See here, see the direction. That's why I'm saying this diagram is very important to understand. When this body is rotating, see, when this body is rotating at this condition, this AR is fixed, and again body is reaching at this condition, this changes. Again this AR is fixed for this. It means omega is nothing but the displacement with time. Remember this, omega is nothing but the theta with t. Theta is what? The angular displacement with respect to time. So the displacements having opposite sign to the AR. Both are having opposite sign. Both are not moving in the same direction. Both are is having opposite direction. That's why we can write here, that is acceleration and omega both are in opposite direction, and for the opposite we are taking the negative. It means both are not moving in the same direction. The acceleration is fixed and here it is changing in the different direction. So let me consider that direction here is opposite. That's why we are introduced here negative sign. Clear? The magnitude is constant. It means the value of the velocity is constant at every position. Only the speed, because the speed is constant here, only the direction is changes. So here we have A is equal to omega into R. Students, here I am using the negative sign to just clear about A and omega both are having the opposite direction here. But the things are very clear. When we are writing the derivation, that time negative sign is not important. So here A is equal to omega into R. So with this body is performing the angular velocity as well as linear velocity. So as you got very well the relation about it, that is V is equal to R omega. So here when we are taking the value of omega, so omega is equal to V by R. So V by R, and here omega is equal to V square upon omega R, that is R square into R. So R get cancelled out. So here we are getting at this condition acceleration is equal to V square by R. It means when the body is moving in uniform circular motion, their acceleration is equal to V square, that velocity of square, into distance of R. It means the speed is gradually constant, and the linear velocity, here we are getting the condition also linear and angular velocity, and here also we are getting the relation when the body is moving in a constant speed. There should be have radius, they're having velocity, and they're having some acceleration. And when we write this condition in this way also, so we can expand this condition, that is A is equal to V. So here we are taking the value of V, or that is V is equal to R omega. So here we have V square into R. So in the place of AV, that is we are getting R omega, or you can change the value of R also. Here maybe I have changed the value of R, that is R is equal to V by omega, that is V by omega. So omega is going in here, that is V into omega. So here V get cancelled out. So here we are getting V into omega. So it means here we are getting the relation of the linear acceleration and angular acceleration. Here it is very clear. Both velocities are here. Linear and both velocity is nothing but the product of the acceleration of the given body when it is moving in uniform circular motion. It means when the body is performing uniform circular motion, it's having their velocity, linear velocity, angular velocity, and their acceleration. Hope you very clear about this term, students, because already have explained this term in the previous video, part 1. So you can clear about your doubt where. And here we have what condition? Here we have just this condition, the acceleration is equal to V omega, the acceleration is equal to V square by R when the body is moving in uniform circular motion. And when the body is moving in uniform circular motion, the point will be very clear. The speed of that body is constant. So at the constant speed, we are getting the acceleration V square by R, or A is equal to V into omega. And at this condition, we are getting centripetal force also. And here the acceleration of body moving towards the radius is perpendicular to the velocity. So here acceleration and this velocity, and when we are considered angular velocity, so both are in opposite direction. So here we are getting this condition during this process. Have non-uniform circular motion, as you have very clear about it. When the body is performing uniform circular motion, there we have done the condition. When the body is not performing uniform circular motion, let's see. But the clear concept will be there, students, about uniform circular motion. Same inverse concept we are using in non-uniform circular motion, because you can see already we have used the word non. So when the speed of the particle changes during the circular motion, is called non-uniform circular motion. In that condition, uniform circular motion, the speed should be a constant. Here the speed is changes. Clear? Let's go for the example. When a fan is switched on or switched off, the speed of that particle fans go on increasing or decreasing. It means when we switch on our fan, students, initially the fan speed is very slow, and then after a certain time the speed of fan gradually increases. So this is the example of non-uniform circular motion. Initial case I am asking. I am here explaining the initial case. When you switch on the fan, the speed of that the speed of that fan is very slow. and gradually it is increases. When you switch off the fan, then what happens? From high speed to lower speed it will change. This is what the non-uniform circular motion. And here students, again I am taking that example what I already have explained in the previous condition. So here we have the same example, same condition, and here you can see at this condition, that is at the point A, there is a mass of the body is present and your string is connected, and when we are applying the force on that string and the center of mass of this body is fixed, so the body is moving in a circular direction. So here the velocity is tangential to the acceleration, as you know very well. And here, because the velocity keep on changing, therefore omega is also changes. Omega is nothing but the angular velocity, angular speed of particle. So here the omega is also changes during this process because the velocity changes. And the angular acceleration, so here angular acceleration is also performing, and the angular acceleration for this condition we can take, that is angular acceleration, you know it very well, that is what? Change of speed with respect to time. So d omega by dt, it means change of velocity with respect to time is nothing but the angular acceleration. And here alpha is always along the axis of rotation. As you know very well students, alpha is nothing but the angular acceleration, and here the acceleration always towards the center of the body, center of the rotation. That's why students, the rotation motion is possible here. Either it is non-uniform or uniform, it will be depend upon the speed of that velocity. Either the speed of velocity is constant, it is uniform, and if the velocity of the speed is not constant, it is what? Non-uniform. Here the differences. But here alpha is always along the axis of rotation. If the axis of rotation is inward or outward, it should be depend upon alpha only. Clear? Here we have one more condition students. That is from this condition here I am explaining, that is angular velocity and linear velocity condition here I am explaining. See here. At this condition, as you know very well, the linear velocity, that is AR, this velocity, and the angular velocity both are in opposite direction. What already I have explained, when the body is moving in a rotation motion, the body is moving in this direction. That time this body acceleration of this body and the angular velocity of this body both are in opposite direction, because the angular velocity is nothing but the case of what? Rotation here. But this linear AR is fixed during this process. So here the speed is not constant. For this condition students, to understand the speed of that velocity is gradually increases or decreases. At this condition students, the linear and angular velocity of this body is also changes. The direction of that changes. Increasing the speed, it means when here already we have considered the example of fan. If the speed of that fan is increases, so that time what happens? The acceleration and omega both are moving along the same direction. It means the linear and angular velocity, it means the velocity of omega and the linear acceleration AR both are along the same direction. And when the speed is decreases, that time what happens? The angular velocity that already moving in a circular direction, that is the fixed, it is depend upon the speed only. But when it is decreases, the acceleration of the body is now in opposite direction. So this is what the mathematical representation I am giving, the relation of A and omega. What is A and omega? A is linear and omega is angular. So when speed is increases, it means both bodies are moving along the same direction, both conditions are going along the same direction. So that time the speed is increases, and whether when speed is decreases, it means both are in opposite direction. And after some time the speed becomes zero, so net force they are balanced here. Clear? So that's why this is a mathematical representation to explain when linear and angular velocities both are having some relation, that is A is equal to minus omega into R. At that relation, when the speed increases or decreases, at that condition by the geometrical we can explain like this conditions. Clear? So this is what the condition here, and here the if alpha is nothing but what? The angular displacement velocity and we are getting what? Acceleration. So here alpha, we are taking the case of acceleration. So if alpha, that is angular acceleration, is constant along the axis, I already have explained, that is alpha is always along the axis of rotation, the constant along the axis of rotation. Either alpha is constant during this case, students. Alpha is always constant for the center. Alpha is always constant during this case because it is along the axis of rotation. Here alpha is always constant during this case. And if the alpha is constant, if alpha is constant along the axis of rotation, that time theta, omega, and alpha is directed along the axis. Clear? If the angular acceleration of the body is constant, that time angle omega and alpha is directed towards the axis. This has happened, no? If anything is constant, the velocity is constant, that time it's uniform circular motion, because at every interval of time the angle theta is constant, because at 1 second the particle is here, after at 1 second the particle is here, after at 1 second the particle is here. So here you can see the equal partition is happened of angle theta. That time velocity is also same, angular displacement is also same, all quantities should be same. Why? Because of that speed is constant, uniform condition. That we are taking the non-uniform condition, this has happened, students. In the non-uniform condition, the things are not moving directed towards the axis, because in non-uniform circular motion, here the speed is not constant. So everywhere theta is changes, omega is changes, and that's why the all quantities has been changed in non-uniform circular motion. And let me talk uniform circular motion, so this all quantities should be constant. So here I am giving the note about it. Uniform and non-uniform circular motion. It is a very simple concept. Uniform and non-uniform circular motion. So let's here discuss, students, about the centripetal force and centrifugal force during the circular motion. So here first I can explain you about centripetal force and then centrifugal force. So let's begin this concept. A centripetal force, as you know very well about it in circular motion, that is when acceleration is moving towards the center of circle, is called centripetal force. You are very clear about it. The diagram is here. The point O is present. Let the object is present at condition A. So here you can see the acceleration of that body is moving towards the center, and the velocity is tangential to the surface, and their angular velocity is moving opposite to the linear. So here the condition will be very clear. So what happens here, students? The acceleration is responsible for centripetal force. Yes. The acceleration is here responsible for the centripetal force, because, students, acceleration is nothing but the change in velocity with respect to time. If the velocity changes here with respect to time, definitely the acceleration processes happen here, and that's why the centripetal force is produced here towards the center. So here we are getting this condition. As you know very well how we got this condition, but here I can explain this condition in the detail, students, so you are very clear about it, how we got this all condition. So let's discuss in the detail. The centripetal force, that we can write FCP, that the force acting towards the center at the right angle to the tangential velocity. Here you can see the velocity and the tension both are right angle. Here I can give the VT, and that is FCP, both are right angle at this condition. And here there is no displacement in the direction of force. As you know very well, the students, the displacement are moving in the circular direction. The angular displacement already have explained. The displacement are moving in the circular direction. So there's no displacement in the place of force, because here the radius is constant in the circle. So hence no work done by the centripetal force. This is very important keyword, students, during centripetal force. There's no work done during this process because the force is constant here. If the force is constant towards the center, there's no work done. Only the displacement process is happening here. From initial point to again the final point. The net work done is 0 here. So the acceleration according to the Newton's second law. Here students, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Clear? Here we are taking centripetal force, m as it is. Here we are talking about linear and angular acceleration. I already have explained relation of it. So A is equal to V omega. V is equal to R omega, that is a relation of the velocity and angular velocity. So let me put the value of omega here. Let me rearrange this value, that is V upon R. So V upon R as it is, so V square by R. So here we have the centripetal force, this formula, that is very, very important for the numerical. The centripetal force is equal to mv square by R. We have the next condition when we extend this term, that is centripetal force, that is in the place of either you can change the condition of R, either you can change the condition of V. So here I am keeping the V is equal to R omega, that is R square omega square by R. R get cancelled out. So here we are getting centripetal force is equal to m R omega square. Clear? This condition is placed directly in your textbook. So here I am explaining how this condition is possible during the centripetal force, because here the Newton's second law is applicable. Clear? So let me take this condition in the vector form, students. So here you can see in the vector form the negative sign is introduced. Why the negative sign is introduced? As you know very well, students, because of the negative sign here, the force and the tangential velocity, the displacement and the angular velocity of this body, that is omega, and this radius and this force, both are in opposite direction. That's why we can see here, you can see during this process we are taking the vector form. So here the perpendicular cases are happen. That's why here the negative sign we are introduced in the case of vector. Clear? So this is what about the centripetal force. But students, we have one force, that is what? Centrifugal force. The centrifugal force and centripetal force, here the one condition are very important. That is what? The inertial and non-inertial frame of reference. These two conditions are very important to understand the centripetal and centrifugal force. So let's explain that condition. So here we have centrifugal force. A centrifugal force is a pseudo force in uniform motion which acts along the radius directed away from the center of circle. What does it mean? It means this force is in uniform circular motion, but this force is along the radius but directed away from the center of the circle. Let's explain this condition with the help of examples so you can very clear about it. The condition will be same like a centripetal force, students. Let me consider a frictionless polished floor rotating in uniform circular motion with the velocity omega. And let's suppose, I hope you observe this condition in the circus or in the fair. And suppose you are in the fair and you want to experience that rides. Suppose you and your friend reside on such a floor which is initially at rest, and as the floor begins to spin, you and your friend will notice that a mysterious force that seems to pull you outward, and both of you feel that you are struggling against a mysterious force that is called a pseudo force, which is not real, students. Clear? I hope this is also you have experience when you're traveling inside of bus. And you already have experience when you're sitting in the car and suddenly the car is taken towards a left turn and the passenger experience a right force outward this direction. That is what the centrifugal force. So the children sitting in merry-go-round and experience a outward pull a merry-go-round, rotate about vertical axis. This is also the centrifugal force. So I hope you very clear about it. This all is a natural example of the centrifugal force. So here I am taking this example. It means that person is sitting inside of this. It's experience a force which is not real, but that force is applying on that person. That is a force which does not really act on a body, but appears due to the acceleration of frame of reference is called a pseudo force. So here the Newton's frame of reference condition is very important, student, because let me consider the person is standing here and that person is observed that rotating frame. So rotating floor. So that observer can find this force is nothing but the centripetal force, because for that observer it is moving in a circular motion. But let we take the example that observer is sitting inside of that floor, then what happens? The observer is experienced there. So the observer is experience a mysterious force. This is what the centrifugal force. So be very clear about it. So here the formula, that is mass into acceleration of the reference of the frame. So mass is m, and here we are taking the acceleration, that is, you know it very well, that is v omega. So here we are taking as acceleration, already we have considered this condition in the previous video, that is v square r. So because here we are taking v is equal to r omega, and let we take that value of v here, so r square omega square, so we are getting this condition. So this all terms already have explained in centripetal. So here in the centrifugal also this condition will be the same. What things are changes here? Here I am not using the negative sign because in centripetal force already have I explained there. There I am using the negative sign, m omega square r, because here the acceleration minus. Clear? Omega square into r, it means the acceleration and force both are in having vector quantity and both are in opposite direction in this condition. But let we consider here in this condition, so students, you can say the acceleration is, the force is moving away from the acceleration. So here let we consider that positive condition. Clear? Because here acceleration and force both are in same direction. So let we consider negative. Acceleration and force both are in opposite direction. So here we are taking what? Positive. Clear? So this is about the centrifugal force, students. And let me take the centripetal force live example. So it is similar to this natural example. A car is traveling in a round a circular horizontal road. So it is necessary for the centripetal force. The car is taking the curve to provide a force of friction between tires and vehicles and road surface. If train is negotiating in a curve, the centripetal force is provided by push to rail on the wheels of train. An electron revolve in circular orbit around the nucleus. This is also centripetal force. And when moon is revolve around the earth in a circular motion, in circular orbit, that is what is centripetal force. So centripetal force, the gravitation force of attraction between moon and earth, this is also centripetal force. So here I am giving the natural example of centripetal and centrifugal force. So it is very clear for you students to understand the centripetal and centrifugal force. So here this session is over, and in the next session students we will talk about the banking of road. So till then, bye bye and take care.